Hi, Advanced Graphic Design. I wanted to start by showing you on my website where you can find the animated GIF explanation. So it's mrsnovotny.weebly.com, and then under the Advanced Graphic Design, you can go to the animated GIF explanation. You'll see that I have the explanation here, which is step by step, as well as I'm going to show you how to do it as well. So the first thing that I did is I took several pictures rotating the box with a plain white background. It depends on the color of your box, but whatever you do, have a plain background, solid color, and then take a photo while rotating the box just a little bit each time. You can see from my photos here that I rotated it 360 degrees, as well as I even took the styrofoam ball out and put it in front just to kind of give a visual example of if you had the actual object inside, what it would look like. Now, once you're in Photoshop, first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to File, and then down to the word Scripts. From there, go to Load Files into Stack. And from here, you're going to browse for the actual images that you took. So it's going to take a second for it to browse. And then choose all of the photos that you took of your box. So I'm just going to get into my downloads here. This is where I place them. And here are all of the photos. You don't have to use all of them, but I'm just going to show you. And then from here, you'll hit OK. This is going to take a little bit of time to load because you are loading a large image. Each of the photos will then load into a set of layers. You'll see on the right-hand side, a series of layers will keep forming. So every single picture comes in as its own layer, which is really nice because then you don't have to open up each and every single image yourself. It just does it all for you as one final stack. So I'm going to pull this layers menu here so that you can actually see the entire thing. So all of my photos are there now. The next thing that you want to do, because this is a very large image, Weebly or Wix will not host on the free site a large image, so you'll want to change your image size. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to image size, and then I'm going to change to a percentage of the current size. So I'm going to change this to percent, and I'm going to change it to maybe 50% at this point. You could change it to less. Don't go any smaller than 16% because it gets too small and grainy, but 50% might work for now. If it doesn't, we could always go back and change the size again in an overall percentage. This will change every single layer on the whole image. So you can see that it's still there. All of the images are there. It's just a smaller version. Now from here, you're going to go to the window menu and find the word timeline. Timeline is right here. It pops up this menu. I'm just going to hide this for a second. Right here, excuse me, it says create video timeline. I'm going to drop that down. I want to create a frame animation. So I'm actually creating each individual layer becomes a frame, create frame animation. Then I actually click on the word create frame animation. What it does is it puts the first frame of my layers from the layer menu down here on my timeline. The next thing that I will do is I will add, using this little plus sign, I will add a frame, but I'm going to hide that layer. I'm going to continue to do that, add a frame, hide layer. I'm just going to do this repeatedly, and you'll be able to see that all of the layers will go down onto your timeline really simply. They also go in the order in which you took the picture, so it's easy to just have them rotate through. I would say a minimum of about 8 photos will make a good animation. I'd say a maximum of about 20. You get to be too many, and the image gets to be too large. I think I have about 16 here, and if I have to make it smaller, I could later. So I'm just adding these each to my animation timeline, adding a new frame each time, all the way until I get to the very bottom. And I think the last one I added is actually the same one, so I can actually delete this one. All right, so I'm at that point now where I want to take all of them at once, and I'm going to change the time on all of them. So there's a little drop-down menu right here, and I'm going to change it to 0.5 and just see what it looks like. I can hit the play button right here, and it's actually going to play through the animation. It's a little bit glitchy. I might speed it up, and then let's see it go to the end. And then it starts all over again. The way that you know that it'll start all over again is this little button here says forever. You could have your animation play once, 3 times, or forever. I choose forever usually. I think I'm gonna hold the shift button, select all of these again, and I'm going to change it to 0.1 second and just see if that's too fast. But now it actually looks like it's rotating almost in a real way. I like that one. All right, so now that I have that done, I can save it. So I'm just going to save it as a normal PSD, a normal Photoshop file. I'm just going to save it right here on my desktop. That way I have it. I'm just going to call it practice animation for myself right now in case I need to go back and change it depending on the size, which I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, now you're going to export it. I'm going to go to File and then Export. From here, go to Save for Web Legacy. And from here, this is where it's going to save it as a GIF because we've animated an image that's a GIF. Weebly will not understand videos, but it will understand GIFs. It'll bring up a box like this. Go ahead and hit the word save, and then at the next dialog box, stop, because you need this formatting to be HTML and images. That's really important, not just images and not just HTML. You need both of them to save. I'm going to save it to the desktop. It's going to be called practiceanimation.gif, and I'm going to hit save. Once I hit save, it will save a GIF and it will save an images folder. So on my desktop, if I go here and go to my desktop, now I'm looking for my practice animation right here. That's the actual GIF rotating. And then inside of this is my animation, my physical animation that's going to go on my website. Let me show you the difference. If I click on this, it's going to bring up a web browser tab and it will actually be your animation. The only thing is this is not connected to your website. This is just a normal animation. You could send this to a friend, whatever, but you can't put it on your website this way. The only way to put it on your website is for you to go into the images folder, and then this GIF right here is actually what's going to go on your Weebly or Wix website. So I'm going to show you that next right now. So on my Weebly website, I'm in the editor mode. I'm going to place an image right here. So you can see this was another box that I did. I'm just going to get rid of that box. Okay, actually, you know what I'll just do? I'll just put an image right on top so you can see both. So I'm just going to grab from my build page and now upload image. This is where you're going to upload that photo that was in the images folder. So I'm just going to click on that for a second, go to my desktop, find that image folder, and then right there, that GIF is the one that you want. And then give it a second to load. If it's too big, we can go back and change the percent in Photoshop. So let's see if it'll actually let us put it in at this size. Hopefully it will. Nope, see, it's too big. So I'm not going to upgrade. And I showed you this on purpose just so you know how to change it. So I'm going to say no thanks. All I need to do now is change my percentage here, and it's going to change everything for me. So I'm going to go to image size, and then instead of 50%, I'm actually going to change it to like 25%. It's going to be smaller, and that's okay. You can always look at it bigger. Now from here, I'm going to go to File, Export, same thing, Save for Web Legacy, hit Save. Remember to make sure that it's HTML and images. I'm going to call it practiceanimation.html-1 just so I know that it's a different one. And now I'm going to go back into Weebly, and I'm going to see if I can upload it now. This will happen to you just depending on how and what size you do. So it's in my images folder. I'm going to click on it, and let's see if it works now. Hopefully it does. All right, there it is. And it's pretty good size. You can see it. You can see it rotating above the other one. And then I publish my site. And once it's published, then I can actually go onto my site, onto my homepage where I placed it, and let's see if it's there. There it is, and it's ready to go. All right, good luck. Let me know if you have any questions.